In a world where companionship is often seen as essential to happiness, the Buddhist path offers a refreshing perspective, one that values peace of mind, spiritual growth, and self-liberation over constant social engagement. In today's video, we gently explore living joyfully alone, the Buddhist perspective on friendship in old age. Rooted in ancient wisdom, this reflection invites you to discover how solitude can become a sacred space of clarity and fulfillment. As we age, our relationships shift, and our priorities transform. The teachings of the Buddha guide us to embrace these changes with mindfulness, compassion, and non-attachment. Whether you're navigating the quiet seasons of life or seeking deeper meaning in your connections, this journey is for you. Stay with us as we explore how aging with grace, mindful solitude, and inner peace are not only possible, but deeply beautiful. 1. The misconception of loneliness. Loneliness is often misunderstood as an inevitable burden of aging. Society teaches us to fear being alone, equating it with emptiness or failure. But in the Dhammapada, the Buddha teaches, if one finds a wise companion who is suitable to live with, let him go with him joyfully and mindfully. If he finds no one, let him walk alone like a king who has renounced a conquered kingdom, or like the elephant in the forest. This profound teaching reveals that solitude is not a punishment, but a path to peace of mind. Loneliness arises not from being alone, but from craving companionship when it is no longer harmonious or necessary. The Buddhist way of mindfulness encourages us to observe this craving with compassion and let it pass like clouds in the sky. To live joyfully alone, we must redefine what it means to be complete. You are not lacking because you're alone. You are whole because you are present, aware, and in harmony with yourself. By releasing attachment to the idea that happiness comes from others, we open ourselves to the stillness and simplicity of inner peace. Aging, then, becomes not a slow descent into isolation, but a return to your true nature, quiet, steady, and deeply connected to life itself. 2. Understanding the shift in priorities. As we journey through life, our priorities shift. The busyness of youth, centered on family, careers, and social roles, gives way to a quieter rhythm. This is not a loss but a sacred transformation. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha speaks of knowing what is essential and letting go of what is not. In old age, this teaching becomes especially poignant. Friendship in youth may be driven by shared interests and worldly desires. But in later years, it often seeks deeper truths, companionship that supports spiritual growth, kindness, and calm. This shift invites us to ask, what truly nourishes the heart? The Buddha reminds us that all conditioned things are impermanent. As roles and relationships evolve, clinging to what once was brings suffering. Mindfulness helps us accept this impermanence, recognizing that the changing nature of our priorities is a reflection of wisdom, not weakness. In Buddhist wisdom, aging is not about withdrawal from life but about refinement. We learn to value presence over performance, depth over distraction. Letting go becomes a practice of liberation. Instead of mourning what fades, we celebrate what remains, peace of mind, contentment, and a clearer view of what matters most. Through meditation, reflection, and compassionate self-awareness, the elderly practitioner does not retreat, but returns. Returns to silence, to simplicity, and to the inner light that no age can dim. This is the quiet joy of shifting priorities, embraced with grace. Number 3. The freedom of self-reliance. Self-reliance is often misunderstood in modern times as isolation or stubborn independence. But in the Dhammapada, the Buddha says, be a lamp unto yourself, be a refuge unto yourself, seek no other refuge. This isn't a call to selfishness, it's an invitation to realize the profound freedom of spiritual autonomy. In old age, the pressures of social conformity lessen. We begin to see more clearly that relying on others for happiness is a source of suffering. Buddhist mindfulness teaches us to become observers of our desires, not slaves to them. When we understand that peace of mind comes from within, we become free. Living alone becomes a gift rather than a curse. Without distraction, one can turn inward with clarity. Without clinging, one can relate to others without fear. This is the beauty of non-attachment. It does not mean we don't love, it means we love freely, without ownership. Through practices like walking meditation, chanting, or simply sitting with breath and body, we cultivate self-trust. We begin to enjoy our own presence. In this freedom, there is joy. Self-reliance in Buddhism is deeply compassionate. It allows us to serve others without losing ourselves. It teaches us that our value is not dependent on roles we once played, but on the presence we now offer. In this way, aging becomes a practice of remembering who we are beneath all identities, and embracing that truth with gentle strength. Number 4. Quality over quantity, the art of meaningful connection. In the later stages of life, it becomes clear that not all friendships are equal. The Buddha emphasized the value of noble friendship, Kalyamita, as essential for spiritual progress. He said, by relying upon a good friend, one develops and cultivates the Noble Eightfold Path. Meaningful connection is not about the number of people around us, but the quality of those we allow into our inner world. Aging provides an opportunity to refine our relationships, seeking companions who uplift, not exhaust, who offer truth, not illusion. This discernment is not judgmental, but mindful. Like a gardener choosing which plants to tend, we recognize which connections bring peace and which cause unrest. Letting go of toxic or draining ties is not selfish, it's a gesture of compassion toward oneself and others. Buddhist wisdom teaches that true friendship is rooted in right speech, right intention, and right understanding. It does not demand constant presence, but honors shared values. Often, a single heartfelt connection offers more than a lifetime of shallow interactions. When we focus on depth over breadth, relationships become less performative and more sacred. Silence is welcomed. Authenticity thrives. Whether through shared meditation, occasional conversation, or quiet companionship, we find joy in mutual understanding. In solitude, we may meet others who are also walking the path of mindful aging. These rare and beautiful bonds do not rely on youth or activity but on a shared inner light. Such connections are mirrors of our own spiritual efforts, and they grow in the soil of non-attachment and trust. By valuing quality over quantity, we simplify our emotional landscape and create space for stillness, healing, and joy. The few friendships we retain are like treasured gems, offering warmth, support, and the rare comfort of being truly seen. Number 5. The beauty of solitude and reflection. The Buddha often retreated into forests, caves, and quiet places, not to escape the world, but to understand it more clearly. Solitude, in this sense, is not isolation but intimacy with truth. For those in old age, solitude becomes a fertile ground for reflection, insight, and inner peace. Modern culture often mistakes solitude for sadness. But the Dhamma reveals its sacred power. The Buddha said, "Delight in solitude. The one who is tranquil lives happily, with a peaceful mind." This joy of solitude arises when the heart is free from clinging, and the mind is clear. Reflection allows us to review our life not with regret, but with gentle wisdom. It becomes a mirror that shows us the impermanence of all things and the beauty in what remains. Through mindfulness, each breath becomes a teacher. Each quiet morning, a blessing. In solitude, we can practice loving kindness for ourselves and others. We can chant softly, walk slowly, and listen deeply to the world around us. The stillness of solitude does not speak loudly, but it teaches profoundly. This time of life is ideal for cultivating the inner garden. No longer distracted by constant obligations, we return to the present moment. Here, we rediscover that we are not alone, we are with the Dhamma. We are with truth. Solitude also opens the heart to the vastness of life. The sky, the breeze, the sounds of nature, all become companions. In their presence, we feel the gentle pulse of existence, the sacred rhythm of simply being. By embracing solitude with mindfulness, we shed the fear of being alone. We come to cherish the time spent in stillness. And in doing so, we grow not apart from the world, but closer to its essence. This is the beauty of solitude, a quiet joy, a steady peace, a profound liberation. Number 6. Letting go, releasing attachments and expectations. One of the greatest gifts of old age is the opportunity to let go of roles, identities, burdens, and especially attachments. The Buddha's teachings are rooted in this essential truth: suffering arises from attachment, and peace arises from letting go. In the twilight of life, we are gently invited to release expectations of how things should be and instead embrace the present moment with equanimity. Letting go does not mean abandoning love or care, it means releasing control, entitlement, and clinging. It means accepting others as they are, not as we wish them to be. This shift brings enormous relief, especially in relationships. We no longer seek validation or agreement from everyone, we seek truth and peace within ourselves. Many elders struggle with unmet expectations of family closeness, gratitude, or being remembered. Buddhist wisdom offers comfort. Expectations are mental formations, not truths. Clinging to them creates suffering. Letting them pass brings serenity. Through meditation and mindfulness, we observe our mind's movements without judgment. We learn to witness our desires, regrets, and fears with compassion. This witnessing softens the heart. With time, we begin to trust the unfolding of life without needing to grasp or resist. Letting go also means forgiving ourselves and others. Old age is a time when unresolved emotions often resurface. Buddhist practice encourages us to meet these emotions gently. Through loving-kindness meditation, we extend forgiveness and gratitude even to those who hurt us. This practice purifies the heart. When we let go, we make room for joy. Simplicity becomes delightful. A breeze, a bird's song, or a shared smile holds immense beauty. The world does not need to conform to our plans. It becomes luminous just as it is. In this surrender, we find true freedom. Number 7. Finding peace in silence and observation. In a noisy world, silence is a rare and precious gift. The Buddha taught that in silence, we find insight. For the elderly walking the Dhamma path, silence is not a void, but a vast, sacred space in which the mind settles and the heart opens. In silence, we begin to truly observe. We notice the gentle rhythm of breath, the rise and fall of thoughts, the sensations of the body. Without distraction, everything becomes a teacher. A passing cloud reveals impermanence. A falling leaf whispers of letting go. Elders who embrace silence find comfort in stillness. There is no rush to prove, to perform, or to be seen. One can simply be. This simple beingness is profoundly healing. It invites rest at a level deeper than sleep, a soul-deep rest in truth. Observation deepens this experience. We observe not only the world but also our mind. We learn to recognize patterns, how grasping arises, how fear fades, how peace returns when we stop interfering. This clarity builds wisdom. Silence also fosters reverence. Life becomes sacred again. A simple meal, a bird's flight, the flicker of a candle, each moment is a doorway to the divine. This reverence lifts the heart, even in solitude. In Buddhist monasteries, silence is woven into daily life. Lay practitioners too can create this space, through digital stillness, quiet mornings, nature walks, and intentional pauses. These moments remind us of the silence beneath all sound, the silence of awareness. By choosing silence and deep observation, elders reclaim their inner sanctuary. From this sacred space, they radiate calm to the world. They become like still lakes, reflecting truth, holding peace, blessing others without words. Number 8. Embracing impermanence with grace. Impermanence, anicca, is one of the core teachings of Buddhism. Everything we love, everything we know, changes. In old age, this truth becomes more visible. Bodies change, roles fade, friends depart. But this is not a cause for despair. It is an invitation to awaken. The elderly are uniquely placed to understand impermanence. They have lived through seasons of gain and loss, joy and grief. Buddhism teaches us not to fear this change, but to embrace it with grace. When we stop resisting impermanence, we discover a deeper stillness. Letting go of youth is not losing beauty, it is discovering a subtler, quieter kind. Letting go of status is not losing worth, it is finding dignity beyond recognition. This redefinition is liberating. Through mindfulness, we meet each change without resistance. The wrinkle on our face, the slowness in our step, these are reminders of time's gentle hand. We bow to time, not as an enemy but as a wise friend guiding us home. Chanting, journaling, and meditative reflection help us process impermanence. We write letters to our younger selves, we bless our past joys and pains, we honor the journey. This spiritual maturity is golden. When we live with awareness of impermanence, gratitude grows. Each moment becomes precious. Each breath is a gift. Aging, then, is not decline, but refinement. Like autumn leaves, elders shine in softer, warmer hues. In this acceptance, we find peace. Nothing needs to be held tightly. Nothing needs to last forever. Everything is as it should be. And that is enough. Number 9. Living as a light for others. In Buddhist tradition, elders are not only respected, they are seen as spiritual lights. Having walked the path of life, they now illuminate it for others. Living joyfully alone does not mean withdrawing from the world, it means becoming a quiet beacon of wisdom. The elderly who embody mindfulness, compassion, and serenity become living teachings. Their presence alone offers comfort and inspiration. They do not need to preach, they radiate peace. By maintaining a simple, mindful life, elders teach the younger generation how to live with less fear and more truth. In a world obsessed with noise, they show the power of stillness. In a culture chasing fame, they model contentment. Elders can share stories, offer listening ears, or simply hold space for those in pain. These acts, however small, carry immense spiritual weight. Just by being fully present, they become guides. Buddhism encourages us to be lamps not only for ourselves but for others. In this way, even in solitude, elders participate in the collective awakening. Their quiet life becomes service, a life of noble presence. To live as a light is to walk with humility, to speak with care, and to love without grasping. This legacy is more enduring than wealth. It is a gift of peace passed from heart to heart. By embracing their solitude, elders do not fade, they shine. They illuminate the path for those still climbing the mountain. They are not alone. They are surrounded by the light they themselves radiate. In the quiet turning of life's seasons, old age reveals itself not as an ending, but as a ripening, a sacred unfolding into presence, wisdom, and grace. From the Buddhist perspective, to live joyfully alone in old age is not to be exiled from love, but to be invited into the most intimate companionship of all, the companionship of the present moment, of our own awakened heart. Through the teachings of the Buddha, we've seen that solitude is not something to fear, but something to revere. It is a path of simplicity, of gentle reflection, and of deep spiritual nourishment. In solitude, elders return to themselves, not to the noise of memories or regrets, but to the silence of now, where peace patiently waits. We have learned that true friendship in old age does not always come in the form of others, but often in the form of acceptance. It comes in a sunrise witnessed alone, in the breath felt fully, in the quiet prayer whispered into the stillness. These are moments of deep communion with life itself. And yet, this path is not passive. To live joyfully alone means to walk consciously, to embrace impermanence, to release attachments, to meet each moment with open hands and a calm heart. It is a life of mindfulness, where every act, making tea, folding laundry, lighting a candle, becomes a ritual of peace. If you are walking this path, know that you are not walking it alone. There is a vast sangha of hearts across the world, quiet, compassionate, reflective, choosing this same way of being. You are part of a sacred movement, a return to inner light in a world too often caught in outer noise. So let your life be a message. Let your presence be a blessing. Be a silent teacher, a gentle flame, a mirror of the truth that joy does not depend on youth or company, but on awareness, acceptance, and love. If this message has touched your heart, we invite you to become part of our growing mindful community. Please subscribe to our channel, Mindful Pathway Media, and share this video with someone who might be comforted by it. Your simple act of sharing could plant a seed of peace in another's life. We also invite you to leave a comment below, share your reflections, your experience of aging, or your favorite Buddhist teaching. This is a space of connection, even across distance. Let us walk this journey together, hand in heart, breath by breath. And if you'd like more content like this, gentle teachings on solitude, mindfulness, and the beauty of the inner path. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you won't miss our next video. May you live each day with spaciousness in your heart, stillness in your mind, and light in your soul. You may be alone, but you are never without love, and never without peace. Until we meet again, may the Dhamma guide you. May your path be joyful, your heart be free, and your solitude be luminous.